Guys, my bag is squished like nothing else. This whole thing was like crinkled in on itself. My bag is squished beyond belief because I had to empty it so much. And look, it's like bowing. I'm trying to like put things back in it so that it's comes back to its normal shape.
Yeah.
Fields, going to some markets. I didn't bring my selfie stick, so you're gonna have a very zoomed in image of my face because I don't want to get my phone snatched in London.
I'm just having a little wander around. There's some really nice little stalls. There's food and jewellery and clothes and knickknacks and things, and it's really cool. I wish you could smell what I'm smelling because I don't know what it is, but it all smells really good. So much interesting homeware. I do need to buy a coat at some stage. There's absolutely no shortage of Australian accent around here.
Double-decker buses are really cool because I've been trying to sit at the front of the bus every time I've gotten on a bus, and it's been really fun to watch the view, although it's raining and it's cold, so the windows are all fogged up, but still super nice. Currently on the way to Drury Lane from Spitalfield Markets because I'm going to go watch the matinee performance of Hercules. I tried really hard to get cheaper tickets, but they just didn't have any rush tickets for this show. I think it's because it's a Disney one. I'm going to go a little early and then wander around the area a little bit, see what's up, and then go and enjoy the show. I'm also going to go to Sky Garden later. It's this like rooftop garden that's, I think, overlooking the city, which will be really nice. There's some live music that's happening, so I'm going to go and check that out while I'm there. One thing I love and appreciate a lot about London is that there's so much free stuff to do. I'm only here for 2 days, so I don't actually have too much time to kind of explore around and do all of these free things, but there's museums, there's shows, there's viewing places. Yeah, there's heaps of stuff to do for free, which is really, really good for me. Guys, traveling solo is so stressful. Tell me why I have to make every single decision for myself, and tell me why I have to like decide what I want to eat every day for every meal. Too many options and it's stressing me out. The streets are quite busy, so there's quite a bit of traffic and the buses are taking a little while, but it's a little bit more scenic than getting the train, and also it's cheaper. Here's the theatre. This is my view for a £33 ticket. Guys, I stand by this. The hardest thing about traveling solo is choosing what you want to eat for every single meal. This is so tiring. I'm at some random Italian restaurant that's near the theatre. I thought about trying to find something cheap and easy, but turns out everywhere is expensive in London and there's no such thing as cheap. Even all the stuff on Eat Club and First Table is going to end up costing me about £10 anyway. And this place has a margherita pizza for £10, so I'm just eating that. I've never sat in a restaurant by myself before, so I'm just sitting here and people watching while I'm waiting for my food to come. The show was so good. My review is that the actors were kind of mid, but the production was really good, and like the lighting and the props and the staging and everything was so good. Oh, and the muses were amazing, like absolutely amazing. They were so good. I am off to Skytree tonight to check out some views and listen to some live music, which will be really nice. I'm gonna have a little walk through Covent Garden and just see what's up. Tomorrow I did plan to go to this frameless, immersive, interactive art installation thing, but I forgot that the exchange rate is like terrible and it's going to cost me 50 Aussie dollars. And I don't really want to spend that, so I'm just going to go check out Serpentine Gallery and check out Hyde Park, and then hopefully this summer I can come back and see the pavilion. Oh, I also wanted to tell you guys that when I left the house this morning, I walked maybe 20 meters and then somehow either got wet or kicked up a puddle by myself, and so my whole front of my white jeans are muddy. which is lovely. So ended up going back to the Airbnb, but then ended up getting lost and entering a separate building and tried to insert a key into a random stranger's apartment. And then that random stranger came out and he was like, "Oh, haha, are you lost?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm mortified." I also want to apologize to the people of London because I am walking so slowly. I'm usually the person to be really pissed off when people are walking slow when you're trying to like get somewhere. But that person is me and I have nowhere to go. So thank you. My pizza's here. Good morning, everyone, from Hyde Park. London decided to put on a show for me today, and it's nice and sunny, so I'm taking a little walk through Hyde Park on the way to Serpentine Gallery this morning. Everyone, please do not come for me for wearing the same thing today. My Airbnb neglected to tell me that there's a cat living in the apartment, and so I have been refusing to open my suitcase in fear of contamination. My pajamas are already absolutely covered in cat hair, and I spent the first night just like sneezing and dying because I'm allergic to cats, and also I just don't like them because they're scary. But such a beautiful day today. I'm going to do a big day of just walking, exploring what's around the garden. Ew, squirrel. Ew, they're huge. I actually chose the wrong path. This is my worst nightmare. That's actually crazy to have a statue of a bird like that. Also, people of the UK, please tell me why it smells like dog pee all the time, everywhere. It's so funny to see buildings after you've drawn them. This is Serpentine North. I'm walking around what I think is the Barbican. Let's get the ferry back. Whew, what a day. Today I did 25,000 steps. I did a whole walking tour of London. Quite literally, I started in Hyde Park and then made my way all the way to Brick Lane, which is near Spitalfields Markets. I figured that when in London, surely you have to have a pub feed. So I'm in a pub that's super close to the Airbnb that I'm staying in, and just so happens to be the Taylor Swift pub called the Black Dog. I'm getting some fish and chips, and it's quite literally cost me an arm and a leg. I think it's going to cost me like $36. But it's my last night in London, and I figured, why not? My fish and chips is here with mushy peas. Here is the infamous meal deal at Tesco. Here's Newton's tree with the apple. little McDonald's. That's so funny. Having a drink at a nice little bar with my friend Chloe. Hi! Chloe and I walked around all of Cambridge and then we sat, oh my gosh, there in this park for lunch, which is really nice. It is now Saturday and I, after a very tumultuous journey into Cambridge this morning, I'm now sitting in my friend Chloe and Sean's apartment, which is very exciting. This is my friend Chloe from 2016, who I met on exchange when I was in South Africa. And so, yeah, where else does an Australian and a South African meet other than Cambridge, which is very funny. Here's Chloe.
Hi.
What did we do today?
What did you do? We walked into Cambridge. We saw all of the... I feel like I have to sound very South African now because you've hyped me up as a South African. We saw all the colleges. We got your first meal deal, kind of meal deal.
What we did was we walked into Tesco and thought, okay, we'll get a meal deal because Will and Emily have just talked about this so much. I was very underwhelmed with the choice that they had.
That's pretty bad.
So then we walked out and
Went to M&S,
M&S instead.
which is much nicer.
And then we stood there for like
10 minutes.
10 minutes trying to
Couldn't
decide.
And then we sat in the park and the sun came out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was great. And we ate our meal deal. Went and got a glass of wine at a rooftop bar for sunset, which was lovely.
It was really nice. Also, my comment on all of the UK is that no one friggin' knows which side of the street to walk on or like which direction, and it's so confusing because you're supposed to wait on the escalator on the right,
Yeah.
and then
In London.
only in
Tube.
London.
Yeah. It's a London tube only thing. But Cambridge, because everyone's very international, they don't know what side to go on.
Do you know what was cute though? All the people posing with apples in front of
Newton's
tree,
apple tree.
which was very cute. Sean has said that if you ever want to be rich, go and have an apple stand
Next to the apple tree and charge £10 an apple.
Someone
for a
will
photo.
pay.
Yeah.
Someone will pay.
They won't know any better. You said these are the Cambridge apples. These apples come off of the tree.
I also blended in so well with everyone who was like moving in here.
Yeah.
For the start of
big
term
suitcase.
with my big suitcase. Sean's turn.
Sean's turn.
Hello, Vlog World.
Here's Sean. He's super smart. He's
Nah.
doing
Not me.
lab work and a PhD.
Trying to. Yeah, what did I do today? I went to the lab because I had to do a thing. Then I came home and I actually slept on that couch for 45 minutes. And then I played video games, and then that was basically it. Probably the best day I've had in Cambridge. The nap was like amazing. I've never fallen asleep so quickly. Thank you, Vlog World, for listening to my story. And I hope you have a good nap on the couch when it's your turn.
Very good. I love that.
Look at how misty it is, guys.
Good morning, everyone from Cambridge. I'm at a cafe this morning called the Black Cat Cafe, and I'm having a full English fry-up. Here is my delicious looking breakfast. I have had quite the adventure this weekend. I left London early Saturday morning, or I attempted to leave London early Saturday morning. I had a direct train to Cambridge at 9:23, and at 9:23 they informed us all sitting on the train that our train was cancelled. And so it was a morning of trying to figure out where to go and how to eventually get to Cambridge. I was meeting my friend Chloe. I haven't seen her for like literally 10 years. And she's living here, and decided to come and visit her and say hello and see Cambridge. Poor Chloe was waiting all morning for me to come because of all these delays and things. It's just quite an ordeal to get here. I finally got here by departing from Liverpool Street. And so I had to navigate the tube with my giant suitcase, and it was an absolute mission. And I met up with Chloe and had the most wonderful day, just walking in and around Cambridge, seeing everything. I didn't actually vlog much, which is good and bad. Good because I was having a really good time and we were having really nice chats. And I was living in the moment, but bad because now you guys don't get to see anything. Chloe was telling me that she was a bit worried that it would be awkward for us to hang out. I only knew her for like 6 weeks, and then it's been 10 years. But I had a really lovely time, and conversation was super easy, and just having a little walk around, seeing what's up in Cambridge. It's good. Gotta put the HP sauce. I'm not gonna lie, breakfast is pretty average. I thought I had HP sauce before, but I don't think I have because I didn't realize it was so vinegary. My knees are low-key sore from all the walking I've done. Let's go to Vienna. Also, all English people who have tiled roofs need to clean their roofs. There is too much moss.
She's not that squished this time. I'm so serious, it was such an emergency. I am so cold. So I got myself a scarf and some gloves. Got some groceries. Let's cook a really shitty dinner. Okay, it's that time of the trip where I have to save money. And so today is a dinner that I'm cooking in my accommodation kitchen. So I went to Aldi and it was interesting to just walk around and see what stuff they have or don't have. Funnily enough, they don't have any spinach anywhere, which was really strange to me. On the menu today, we have tortellini, red pesto, and chicken nuggets because I wanted to get fresh chicken, but they only had really big packs of it and I just can't finish that much chicken and I don't really know what else to do with it. So chicken nuggets it is. I also got peanut butter, which is a shame because it's not crunchy. And I also just got a loaf of bread, because there is a toaster here in this Airbnb. That haul cost me 9.36 euros. And then I came back here and then tried to start cooking. And then I was like, oh no, obviously they have no salt and no oil. So I went and got vegetable oil. This was the cheapest salt. It's like a literal... And then that cost me 3.38 euro. Altogether that cost me 12.7-ish euros, and that is going to be my dinner today, my breakfast tomorrow, my breakfast the following day, probably my dinner tomorrow, and probably my lunch for the day after that when I'm traveling to Hamburg. Is this the best meal I've ever made? No. Is this meal going to taste good? Probably not, but hey, it was cheap and it's going to last me 3 meals, which is great. And that's the end of Vienna. I've done an unbelievable amount of walking these last few days in London and in Vienna. I'm very much looking forward to a very nice, chill, long trip to Hamburg tomorrow. For dinner today, I'm just having my leftover schnitzel from lunch today because it was huge and they gave me 2. And then, because I had to, I went and got myself a little treat. It's a lie, actually. I got myself 2 treats because I wanted to try 2 different desserts, but I was in no way hungry at all when I went to go and get them. When I was there, I was intending to just sit down and eat one and just be a fatty because you have to when you're on holiday. But then the lady was like, oh, takeaway? And I was like, oh, yeah, I can do takeaway. And I'm going on a really long trip tomorrow, so I can take another one as a snack for tomorrow. Here are the treats. I got an apple strudel, obviously, and then this cake, I think it's pronounced but it's a chocolate cake with a chocolate top and like I think it's an apricot middle. Look at that. Good. I'm gonna eat the apple strudel today though, after my schnitzel. To be honest, I was a little bit of a fatty at lunch as well because I don't know why I didn't think that they would do takeaway, so I was trying to eat as much as I could without like rolling out of the restaurant. And then when I asked for the bill, she was like, do you want some paper to take that away? I was like, yeah, I would absolutely love that. Don't hate me, but I'm low-key getting tired of traveling. I've been living out of a suitcase now for like nearly a month. And I kind of just want to unpack my things and put my stuff away and just like have everything that I need. So I'm getting a little bit tired of traveling. I'm seeing some amazing stuff though, and I'm walking a lot. I only have about 5 days left of my solo travel, and I was thinking, wow, so happy that it's gonna be done because then I don't have to make decisions anymore. But then I realized I'm like essentially living alone now, and I'm gonna have to decide stuff like for the next few months. Terrible. I was eating strategically, as I always do, in the restaurant because I didn't think that they would let me take this away. And so I ate all the nice crunchy bits, thinking I'd just leave the center, which is like the not so crunchy nice part in my opinion. But now I got to take it home, and so now I'm just eating the not crunchy parts, which is kind of sad. Apple strudel time! Here she is! I do kind of regret not sitting there and eating it in because you can get it with like cream and vanilla sauce and custard and whatever. And this is also now cold, so it's probably not going to be the most optimal eating experience, but I was really full and I really wouldn't have enjoyed it at all. Don't you just love when you can just like see that food has been seasoned? So good. This side of the spoon looks better. This is so tasty, but it would have been so good if it had sauce and it was warm. But such is life. See you in Hamburg. We made it to Hamburg. First thing on the itinerary is obviously have a hamburger in Hamburg. So I'm at some random burger place that's near where I'm staying, and I ordered a burger. I am feeling so tired from all the travel. I am craving routine and unpacking my bag. It's Thursday today, and I still have until Monday afternoon before I reach Aarhus, and I low-key regret going to Copenhagen and staying so long in Hamburg. I don't really have much time. I only have 1.5 days in Aarhus before I start like orientation and stuff at school, but I'm very tired and I just want to sit. My hamburger has arrived. I have been editing and doing life admin stuff all day and it has been glorious. I am in search of something cheap and easy and small to eat for dinner. And so far, the cheapest thing is a friggin' pizza from Mayacom. And I'm sorry, I just can't do pizza for the third time in 1 week. So we are having a little peruse at the local grocery store called Lidl that's right next to me. Come on, Lidl, give me something good. I don't have a microwave in this place, so it's got to be something grab and go that I can literally eat straight away. And so far, it's not looking promising. Sorry, but German food has literally been the saddest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Finding something to eat for breakfast that wasn't just like these cold cuts with 1 slice of cucumber and 1 slice of tomato and 1 slice of bread has been a challenge, and so I just didn't eat breakfast this morning. Secured some sweet treats in the name of being cheap, of course. I just remembered that I haven't shown you guys where I'm staying in Hamburg. I'm staying in a little cabin hotel. And when they say cabin, they literally mean cabin. Ta-da! I don't know if you can see much from this angle, but this is literally it. Check-in people were making fun of me last night when I checked in because I came in with my huge suitcase and they were like, you've got a single room and you know that it's like really small. And I was like, yes, I know. And they said, we can store it for you if you want, if you don't need anything in that big bag. And I was like, oh, like it won't fit just in the cabin. And they were like, you can try. And I tried and succeeded, baby. They did say it was going to be tight, and it is tight, but I don't really know how much space I would have saved or what I would be doing with this space if my suitcase wasn't here. That's literally it. One thing that is truly terrible about this place, though, is that there is nowhere I can sit or exist in my little room without me having to change from my outside clothes to my pajamas. That is a real inconvenience. I am showered and clean and completely rejuvenated. Let me show you what's for dinner. So I went to the grocery store late at like nearly 8 o'clock. And as we know and love, grocery stores put things on discount when it gets late. I don't know if this was on discount or not, but it was a really great price and I'm very happy. I got 2 pastries. Number 1, just a pain au chocolat. And number 2, I'm going to keep in the bag because it's got icing on it. And I don't want to get my fingers all yucky. It's this little donut fritter thing. I think it's called a Spritzkuchen. Obviously, I had that burger for lunch, which was extremely fatty, but that was the only thing I've eaten all day. And to be honest, I'm not very hungry. I figured I should just eat something small before I go to bed, because otherwise I'll wake up in the middle of the night starving. Now, this set me back €1.30. I think it's cents here. I don't know if it's cents. And this is instead of the €9.50 ham pizza that I was considering getting. That is a win. Forgot to say in my previous vlog, but when I was in KL, I needed to get a new battery, like the little round one for my AirTag. And my dad told me it's going to cost you like 10 ringgit, which is 2 Aussie dollars divided by 3. And then went to the watch store and they told me 30 ringgit, which was 10 Aussie dollars. I paid 30 ringgit for this tiny battery. So in the back of my mind, I've been thinking, I've been scammed and I need to recoup this cost somewhere. So I'm going to say that this is where I recoup my cost. A €1.30 dinner instead of nearly paying €9.50. So, crumbs on my bed. While I'm eating this, I'm going to tell you about all the fails that have happened on my trip. Fail number 1, as you saw, my suitcase got absolutely flattened. So I had to empty my suitcase, right, to 20 kilos at KLIA. And then it was so empty that it arrived in London, like, completely squished. Luckily, it's new, and it just bounced back out really quickly and really easily. But, like, you can see, like, kind of crease marks in the plastic. Fail number 2, my Airbnb host in London failed to inform me and other people booking his Airbnb that there was a cat living there. Firstly, I just don't like cats. They freak me out. I don't like cats. But secondly, and most importantly, I am so allergic. Luckily, it was not devastating. I did get very sniffly and I had to take numerous tablets of antihistamines, which very luckily, Mitch was like, hey, just take this pack and just put it in your bag. And then I arrived to London and there's a friggin' cat. Shame, the cat was actually quite sweet and it didn't freak me out. Well, that's a lie, it did freak me out. But it wasn't as scary as other cats. Like the cats of Leichhardt, they just run everywhere in the street and that freaks me out so much. Third fail, I got scammed by the Transport of London people. So I took the public transport ferries down the River Thames. But I got scammed because I got on at one pier and they told me that I had to change boats at another pier. So I tapped on, got on a boat, got off the boat in this middle pier. And then they were like, oh, the boat's coming really soon. You don't need to tap off and tap on again. And I was like, great, it's just all going to be one transaction. So then when I get off at the next pier, I tap off. A few days later, Transport of London is trying to charge our card £41 or something crazy like that. I'm going, oh my god, what have I done? I've literally just gotten fined. That is so much money. But they just didn't register that that was one ride. So they thought that I got on the boat and then just went somewhere and then got on another boat when I actually got off. And then they charged me the full fare, which is close to £20 one way. So I was really worried that I had done something wrong or had gotten fined or something like that. But turns out they scammed me and my money is coming back, thankfully. Fail number 4, my train from London King's Cross to Cambridge was cancelled. I had to go to Liverpool Street Station because apparently the track between Liverpool Station and Cambridge was clear and they were running trains to Cambridge from Liverpool Street. So I had to get the tube, and I don't know if I'm just stupid, but Liverpool Street Station did not have a lift anywhere inside. So there's me just clunking my bag up the stairs. It was extremely embarrassing, but we got there in the end. I have filed for compensation, so fingers crossed that I get my money back. Surprisingly and very happily, there were no fails in Vienna, I think, that I can remember. Fail number 5, I have booked all of my seats going on trains to Aarhus because I know I'm traveling with this huge suitcase and I just need to guarantee somewhere that I'm sitting near my bag and I can put my bag away somewhere. So I get on the first train and I find my seat and there is no luggage carriage anywhere. So I was freaking out and I was like, where the hell am I going to put my luggage? It's just going to block the aisle, or it's just going to block the door, or it's just going to roll away somewhere in the train. I don't know. Eventually there was bike storage and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have to put my bag here and hope that no one brings a bike onto the train. And no one did. And I did end up setting a precedent, which meant that other people then kept their bags there, and then I felt better about keeping my bag there. Fail number 6. Then this train, for some reason, got delayed. And it made me miss my connecting train. It was delayed for 5 minutes, and then it was delayed by 10 minutes, then 15, and then etc. etc. Eventually it was delayed by half an hour, which ended up being really good because the next train that I could take was an hour later. Then I only had to wait 30 or 20 minutes in the cold on the station platform. Honorable mention, because it wasn't a fail, but I was severely underprepared for it. But all of these intercity trains have steps. I'm not talking little steps. They're huge steps, non-compliant steps. And there were 3 of them. So it wasn't just one and done. There was 3 steps that I had to figure out how to lift my huge bag. And it was so embarrassing. Some lady had to help me push my bag up the stairs. But it was more embarrassing because I actually could do it. But then she insisted that I needed help. And then the way she lifted my bag was actually extremely inconvenient. So I was in this really awkward position, hoofing my bag up. And then I spent the whole of the first train trip freaking out about how I was going to get my suitcase down these steps. But it was fine in the end. And now we're here. I also apologize for the entire Vienna section just being a voiceover because when I tell you, I have never in my life been that cold. I couldn't even think. I couldn't even do anything. I don't really know what I'm going to do if the weather's like that in Denmark all the time. Probably just stay inside all the time.
Today has been great though, because I think I have been outside for possibly a grand total of 15 minutes, which has been delightful. And I have been a very, very lovely temperature the whole day, which is great. And that's it, I think. Good morning from chilly Hamburg. We're walking along this frozen river, lake / body of water. And it looks really cool. Today it is a maximum of -2, I think. And so obviously I thought that is the absolute perfect weather to go on a big walk around the city. Currently it's -4. It says feels like -11, but I've just started my walk and I'm not feeling that cold. Watch me regret saying that very shortly. I'm gonna go and get some breakfast or brunch because it's late. I'm gonna go try an egg drop sandwich. Here's breakfast. This is egg drop with bacon and avocado. Guys, this is not funny. I don't even know if you can hear me through my scarf, but it is so friggin' cold. Here's the park map. There's like 3-4 parks all together in one. And we're just gonna walk through and have a little looky. I'm so cold. Ooh! Look at what I'm seeing. That's cool. So funny. There's just like random mountains of snow or ice or whatever that is, just like randomly everywhere. I want to go up there. Let's go. Look at that fallen tree. So pretty. If only I wasn't so frozen! I made it to another water pond thing, but there's supposed to be a nice water installation here, but there's no water in the water fountain, so I can just see all these pipes, which is lovely. And supposedly there's a rose garden nearby, but I can't imagine there'll be any roses right now. Here is a random tower on top of the empty pond / fountain thing. There's a guy who's just standing on this frozen little pond. Obviously it's a man. Look, it's frozen. Everything is frozen. Oh, look, there's a run club. Who would run in this weather? This is so cold. People have thrown bricks onto this little pond, and you can see all the skating marks of people who are ice skating on here. It is quite picturesque, actually. Okay, let's go. Look at my hair. Here's what they call the tube. Seeing a Herzog and de Meuron building. So cool! So that was very cool to see the Elbphilharmonia Music Centre. I was reading all the info signs inside and it was super interesting, and I thought I would just share. Their motto is apparently music for all, and so much so that they have all these workshops and things for people who have absolutely zero musical inclinations, I guess. They have all these workshops and classes for complete beginners, and they have 4 ensembles they have founded there for complete amateurs. So it's very cool. That viewing deck that I was just at up there was called the Plaza, and supposedly on the website it says it was a €3 ticket to go up there, but lady just handed me a ticket and I just walked in, so I ended up not paying anything, which was very, very cool.
It was extremely windy though, so I didn't really film much when I was outside because it's very cold. So I've walked not even a block away and I'm now at Speicherstadt. I don't know how to say anything in German. I don't know the vowels. This is a warehouse district that in 2015 was listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it looks pretty cool. I'm on the outside of it, and when you go inside you get to see all the canals that it's on. Here you go, really nice red brick kind of architecture. Very nice. Also, it turns out that Australia is the odd one out to be driving and walking on the left side of the road. Pretty much everywhere else in the world drives on the right side, and we are in fact the other side, or the wrong side of the road, if you will. Now this is pretty spectacular. Pray for me that I don't die and slip on the ice. Pretty Hamburg. All of these tourist spots are so depressing in the winter. All of these things, I can just see how nice they would be in the summertime. But in the winter, everything is frozen over. The water is like never full. I get it though, I get it. It's just a shame. Can't really tell because it's just been like cloudy all day. But I think it's getting dark and it's about 3 o'clock, I think. So last stop is to the town hall, and then from there back to the hotel. And here's the town hall. So nice. Oh, it's 4 o'clock and it's getting dark. German cheese pretzel. Hi everybody. I forgot to say that I was leaving Hamburg and coming to Copenhagen for the weekend. So now I'm in Copenhagen and I've just spent today going thrift shopping, and I managed to grab myself a lovely wool coat. It's that time in the trip where I need Asian food. Here's my new coat, everyone. Let's go to Aarhus.